Good morning or good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're doing well. And this is a very special episode for me. I am here to report that I have successfully, we're not gonna say successfully. We're gonna say through the grace of God, I have reached 1 year of abstinence. It's amazing. It's really an amazing feeling. And there's so much that I've learned, so much that I'm still learning, and I wanted to share that with you guys. So yeah, I want to take my time with this one, because this isn't just another video for me, you know what I mean? Like, we're talking about 1 year of abstinence. It's not another video. This is something I've lived. So let's talk about it, man. Let me scoot up. Let's talk about it. So this was on Monday. So on April 20th, 2026, I hit 1 full year of abstinence, right? 1 year of saying no to certain things. 1 year of learning discipline in areas I didn't think I needed it in. It's a year. 1 year of being confronted with parts of myself I didn't realize I was there. And I'm not here to tell y'all that I've mastered anything. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to tell you what I'm still learning, because this journey doesn't end after 1 year. It gets deeper, right? So if you're watching this, whether you're on this journey or thinking about it, I want you to walk through what has been teaching me, okay? First things first, I'm still learning how to forgive and let go, big time. One thing I didn't expect was how much of this journey would actually be internal. Because when you choose to walk in purity, it forces you to face your past, and the things you've done, the decisions you've made, the moments you wish that you could take back. And for a while, I found myself holding on to that. Not outwardly, but internally, obviously. Constantly reminding myself of who I used to be, and what I had to learn is this. You can't walk forward while dragging your past behind you at all. And at some point, you have to make a decision. Am I gonna keep identifying with who I was, or am I gonna accept who God is calling me to be? Forgiveness isn't about other people. Sometimes it's just about you. And letting go doesn't mean it didn't matter. It just means that it doesn't control you anymore. Right? That was a big thing for me. It still is. 2, the second thing that I'm learning still, is my flesh and my spirit are always going to clash. This is something I had to accept early, because I thought that after a while the struggle would just go away, that eventually everything would just feel easy. And that's far from the truth, right? There are still days, quite often actually, where my flesh wants what it wants, where my body's pulling me in one direction and my spirit is saying something completely different. And that tension can be very frustrating, I will say that. But I had the opportunity to learn something very important. In the presence of a struggle doesn't mean you're failing. It means there's a fight happening, right? And before this journey, there was no fight. I wasn't fighting it at all. Before this journey, I was not fighting it. Some people would have just said that I was easy. Like, Yeah, I wasn't fighting it. I'm gonna be real. I wasn't. But you know, I just went with whatever I felt like. And now there's resistance there. Now there's awareness. And that's growth. That's huge. It's growth. Third thing, I'm still learning how to steward my thoughts. Now, this might be one of the hardest parts out of all of this because you can control your actions, but your thoughts, it's a different level, right? Lustful thoughts don't send you a warning before they show up. Negative thoughts don't ask for your permission, right? We know these things. They just appear, right? And what I used to do, I'll be honest, I used to entertain those thoughts. Sit in them, play them out, let them grow. But now I'm learning, just because a thought enters your mind, that doesn't mean it deserves your attention. You feel me? I had to become more disciplined mentally, and sometimes that looks like cutting a thought off immediately, and not in the way that people usually think. Like, I keep myself very busy, and that helps with the thoughts because I can stay focused on the task ahead of me. And when I say cut that thought off immediately, I mean stop playing with it. Like, not later, not after I sit on it for like 5 minutes, like immediately. Because what ends up happening is what you entertain eventually takes root. Feel me? And when it takes root, it has the opportunity to grow, and you don't want that. Man, it's so many things that I'm learning. Like, the fourth thing I would say that I'm still learning, honestly, is I'm learning how to take care of myself for real. You know, the journey really exposed something I didn't expect, and I wasn't really taking care of myself in the way that I thought I was. And I'm not just talking about physically. Like, yeah, I'm eating better, sure, being more disciplined, moving with attention, but also mentally and spiritually too. Like, what am I feeding my mind? What environments am I putting myself in? All that matters, believe it or not. And if this is truly a temple, right, then I have to treat it like it has value. Not just when it's convenient, but consistently treat it like a temple. The fifth thing that I'm learning, and I'm really starting to accept, is abstinence is way bigger than just sex. Let's be real. Because at the beginning, I thought it was only about one thing, just sex. But the longer I've been on this journey, the more I realized it's about everything. For real. It's about discipline. It's about self-control. It's about what you say yes to and what you say no to, right? It's about what you allow to have access to your life. Because you can abstain physically, but you can still be feeding yourself mentally. Oh, that's a bar, man. Hold on, I'm gonna have to say that again. That's a bar, for real. You can abstain physically, but still be feeding yourself mentally. And that's something that I had to check myself with. I had to make sure that I wasn't feeding myself anything that could pull me away from keeping my eyes on God as I continue this abstinence journey, and just keep my mind on purity overall. Like, if it was something that pulled me away from living a holy life, I couldn't do that. I had to cut that off. All that. The sixth thing I'm learning is sexual desires isn't the problem. Sexual desires isn't a problem. It's the lack of control. This right here really changed everything for me, because I used to think that having those sexual desires meant that something was wrong when I first started my walk. Like, I wasn't doing something right, but that's really far from the truth. Having those desires are natural. It's part of being human. I almost said the wrong thing. The problem is with that. I was trying to get my words together. The problem is when you don't have control over those desires. So when your thoughts start running you, when you stop setting boundaries in your own mind, that's where things start to shift in the wrong direction. You feel me? So now I don't condemn myself for having the thought. I just don't let it stay. You feel me? Seventh thing I'm learning is I'm still learning what the fear of God really means. This part got real for me because I've been on both sides. I know what it's like to choose God and I know what it's like to choose sin. And when you experience both, you understand the difference. And the fear of God is not about being scared. It's more about understanding that the choices you make have weight to them. That your decision matters. That the consequences attached to what you do. There are consequences attached to what you do, even when nobody sees it. And for me, that just meant I started to become more aware, and it changed how I moved, for real. The eighth thing I would say I have learned around this journey is one moment could cost you a lot more than you realize, for real. And this is, golly, this is something I had to learn the hard way, truthfully, because it only takes one moment, one situation, one decision, one time to really say it's not that serious, and it can cost you your peace, your clarity. It can set you back further than you ever expected. And so now I move differently. I move so much differently. Like nobody knows how I be moving for real. And it's not out of fear, but again, it's out of awareness. Like I don't even allow myself to be around certain people who I feel like don't understand who I'm trying to become, right? And it's not because I don't like nobody. It's just I'm protecting myself because not everything deserves to be entertained. Be real. Ninth thing that I'm currently learning is sex is not just for pleasure. It has a lot of purpose. It has a lot of purpose. Sex has purpose. I know not a lot of people like to talk about sex so openly, but I'm gonna keep it real, because that was one of my issues. I'm not saying like I'm a sex addict, but I was in a very lustful and self-destructing predicament whenever not whenever I first started this journey, but before then, right? We gonna say we're just gonna say it like this, okay? The world teaches you one thing, but truth teaches you something completely different, right? So sex is not just about feeling good. There's a tension behind that. There's purpose behind that, and there's power in it. You feel me? And when you treat something powerful like that casually, you can feel the effects of that later on, right? So the journey helped me slow down and actually respect what that really is. Not just chase how it feels, but to really acknowledge what it can actually bring. You feel me? Man, it's so much that I learned. I would say the 10th thing that I'm currently learning is that without God's grace, I'm not who you think I am. Or I'm not who I think I am. And this really humbled me in my experience, I feel like. Because it made me realize I'm not doing this on my own. It's not just me. It's not just discipline. It's not just willpower. It's purely grace. There's been a lot of times where I think like, dang, like I could really just go out there and just do it. Like I could really use the power of my free will right now and just be like, screw it. Like just, I'm finna go, you know? And that's not what it is. Yes, it takes discipline. Yes, it takes willpower. But for me to be protected the way that I am, bro, that's grace. Because there are moments where, Again, I could have made a decision using my own free willpower, and there are moments where I was very close. And the only reason I didn't fall back into those old patterns was because God kept me from that. That realization will humble you very quickly. The next thing I would probably say that I'm still learning is, I'll be honest, hey, cause she may see this video, she may not, but I'm preparing for my future, you know, even if I haven't met her yet, you feel me? This isn't about right now, but it's about later, and it's about who I'm becoming for someone that I haven't even met yet. Because I don't want to bring confusion into something that's meant to be built on peace. I don't want to bring old habits into a relationship that should have been dealt with beforehand. You feel me? So this season of my life, it's about preparation. And if she's out there, or if she just happens to see this again, I want her to be, I gotta pin this whenever this clip comes out. I gotta like make it the first one you see on the page. I just wanted to be let known, like, all seriousness, I wanted to be let known that I took this journey of abstinence very seriously. I did. Well, I still am. I'm saying did like it's past tense, but anyway, moving on to the next thing. Man, yeah, we still got a long way to go, man. I would say the next thing that I'm learning, which is probably like the 12th thing by now. I have a whole list of things that I'm currently learning at this moment. But I would say the next thing I'm learning right now is to avoid temptation before it even starts. You know, and I used to think that strength meant putting yourselves in situations of resisting, but I've learned wisdom is avoiding it altogether. That's cool. You know, certain environments, conversations, situations, you don't need to test your strength every time, because there are some times where I would purposely put myself in a situation just to see how strong I am. It's like I ain't that strong, man. I'm gonna be real. I'm not that strong. Dang, like you put me in a room. I'm gonna keep it a buck. You put me in a room with a pretty woman who is also attracted to me. Sure. I'm gonna be looking like Samson in that mug, you know. So, yeah, I mean, sure, you know how that story went. Got his hair cut off and his eyes peeked out. I meant plucked out. My bad. But anyway, like I said before, you don't need to test your strength every time. You don't. Sometimes the strongest decision you can make is to not even go there. Avoid it altogether. The next thing I will say that I'm learning, I'm giving God access to areas that I used to hold back on. And this journey really helped me expose areas I haven't fully surrendered. Places where I said I trusted God, but didn't actually let him in. And I have to be honest about that, because partial surrender doesn't work. You either trust him or you don't, right? So now I'm learning to let him into everything. Excuse me. Even the uncomfortable parts. I'm still learning to put Jesus first. It's another thing I'm learning. I'm still learning to put Jesus first before anything else. Before relationships, before desires, before anything. For real. Jesus comes first. Because if I don't get that right, everything else is going to fall out of order. Naturally, it's going to fall out of order. And so this journey is not just about saying no. It's about saying yes to the right thing first. Right? And I mean, overall, I'm still learning. I'm still growing. I'm still being challenged, but as you can see, I'm still very committed. And if you're watching this and you're on this abstinence journey too, let me know what you like, how y'all doing, or I mean, even if you're thinking about starting, just know this. It's not easy. There's gonna be days where you don't feel like it's worth it. There's gonna be moments where you really feel like you question yourself. But if you stay consistent, I promise you, if you stay grounded, if you keep choosing discipline over temporary feelings or pleasure, you're gonna see the difference. You're gonna feel the difference. And it's gonna be worth your while. It's the honest God truth. And yeah, man. I mean, that's it. That's all I got for you for today, man. So, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I really do. And, yeah. This was a fun one. I just feel so good about this accomplishment, man. And honestly, again, we're holding on tight. We're holding it strong. We're holding it down. So we're just gonna see where the journey continues to take us, and glory to God for bringing us all the way, for real. So let's get it done in Jesus' name. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed or this message resonated with you, let me know down below. Just let me know. And with that being said, I will see y'all in the next video. Take care, man. Peace.